Today we are addressing the elephant, or rather the baby bump in the room. So let's chat about this exciting new turn of events. I think the first most common question is going to be, how far along are you? Because I do look pretty far along, and I actually, at the time of filming this, have just entered my third trimester. I am due in March, so it's literally like right around the corner. This pregnancy honestly feels like it has just been flying by, and I can't believe I only have a couple months left. And I know I also will be asked, why did we wait so long to tell anyone? To be honest, we did not even tell our friends and family for quite a long time. I think I was around 16 weeks when we started to tell people, and that was just like family at first. And I think that was just to kind of keep it private to ourselves for a while, and then also just to make sure everything was going smoothly. And actually, I'm curious if anyone is not surprised by this. Like, did anyone notice in any of my previous videos? Let me know in the comments. I've been trying very hard not to show any full-length shots, and obviously I've been wearing looser clothes as well, but I feel like I'm starting to show in my face a bit. So just curious if anyone out there has noticed yet. I think the second most common question we get asked is whether or not this was planned, which I think is kind of a funny question, but yes, it was. I mean, my husband Q and I have been together for 12 years and married for 8 years. So in some people's eyes, it has been a long time coming, but for us, we just really wanted to make sure that we felt ready. Not that there's ever a perfect time or a right time, but we wanted to wait until we felt ready. But yes, we did both want this, and we have both always wanted kids. So the timing at this time just felt right. The first trimester was definitely the most difficult, I guess you could say, in terms of food aversions, nausea, and fatigue. I felt really tired all the time. And then also just like the anticipation of making sure everything was okay and waiting for test results and things like that. All of those things were definitely on my mind for actually the first and second trimester. But just in terms of symptoms and how my body was feeling, I definitely felt it the most during the first trimester. The food aversions were actually pretty interesting to experience. I've never experienced anything like that before. There's actually a video on my channel where I was doing a meal prep, and I was meal prepping iceberg lettuce, which I don't think I've ever bought iceberg lettuce like in my life, but that was what I was craving at the time. There were hardly any vegetables that I was really enjoying, actually. There was a lot of plain carbs happening, white bread, pasta, things like that. So luckily, I actually didn't have any actual vomiting. I just had the nauseous feeling quite a bit throughout the day. So that made eating kind of difficult, but luckily I was able to keep food down. If I was hungry enough to eat, I would eat something and I felt okay afterwards. So overall, in the first trimester, I wouldn't say it was too difficult for me, but just definitely a lot of symptoms that I was not used to experiencing. Once the second trimester hit, I felt a lot better. It wasn't actually immediate. It wasn't like the day the second trimester came, I felt suddenly amazing. It was pretty gradual, actually. I think it wasn't until a couple weeks into my second trimester that I felt really more back to normal. And when I say back to normal, I just mean able to kind of eat the foods that I had been previously eating pre-pregnancy. So like a little bit healthier with at least some beans and greens in there. That all started to come back around probably week 16 or 17. But overall, throughout this whole pregnancy, my appetite hasn't been huge. I haven't been like ravenous. So that's something else that's been interesting for me, because I know that a lot of people feel really hungry during pregnancy. That hasn't been my experience at all. I'm just trying to make sure that when I do eat, I'm eating a little bit more nutrient dense and good quality foods. It doesn't always happen, but I definitely am trying. The only other symptom that I've been having really badly, which started around mid second trimester, is really bad congestion. I don't know if anyone can tell by my voice. I sound like I have a cold 24/7. I just feel very congested, which apparently is a pretty normal pregnancy symptom. So that has been quite annoying, to be honest. So if you notice me sounding a little bit congested in my videos, that is why. The other thing is that I feel pretty out of breath. That's actually something that's been around since pretty much the beginning of pregnancy. Like when I go to the gym, my usual workouts are a lot more difficult than they used to be. And actually the first trimester, I hardly worked out because I just didn't really feel I had the energy to do it. But once I started feeling a bit better, went back to the gym, I just noticed that like even simple things like basic walking on the treadmill, I would be walking at a much slower pace than I usually do, or if I did the incline, it would be at a lower incline. So I'm definitely listening to my body and taking it easy. And yes, by the way, all of my gym exercises and everything have been approved by my doctor. I know that will get asked a lot. That and food. My doctor also knows that I am vegan and has said that is completely fine. We are closely monitoring blood work, and she said that everything looks perfectly normal, except for my ferritin, which is a little bit low, which is related to iron. And apparently women who are pregnant, whether they're vegan or not, can get low iron really easily. So she's monitoring that and will prescribe an iron supplement if needed. But that's also on me because I definitely have not been focusing on eating iron-rich sources of food. Like I said, it was a lot of times just eating whatever I could. So I know that I could be doing better in the nutrition part, which is actually my goal for the 3rd trimester, is to focus a little bit more on some healthy foods, which I will definitely be sharing with you guys over the next couple months. So in terms of being vegan and pregnant, I actually feel great, and I feel really good that my doctor knows about it and she's totally fine with it. I've been taking a vegan prenatal supplement throughout my whole pregnancy, as well as a couple other supplements for a healthy pregnancy. The only thing that I did experience also in my 1st trimester, along with those food aversions, was that I was really craving meat a couple of times, which honestly has not happened to me almost ever. Like, I was never a huge meat eater to begin with, even when I wasn't vegan, let alone in the past 6 years of being vegan, I have not ever craved meat. So that was really weird. I would just be randomly thinking about some foods that I have not eaten for a long time. One of them I remember was a deli sandwich with like turkey meat, which you're not even really supposed to eat those kinds of things when you're pregnant. And so I would try and switch to the vegan one, and it didn't quite hit the spot for the craving, but those cravings disappeared pretty quickly. So it was fine. Other than that, I haven't really had any issues being pregnant and vegan. The probably 3rd most popular question that we get is whether or not we know the sex of the baby. And my husband Q actually wants to wait until the baby is born, which is pretty difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to know ASAP, like the moment I was pregnant, but that's what he wants. So we are waiting to find out. So we actually won't be announcing the sex until the baby is here. For now, he and I, my husband and I, just refer to the baby as the baby. We also have a little nickname for them, and pretty much everything we've bought has just been gender neutral. The only thing that's a little bit difficult about that is, of course, names. We have to have like 2 sets, well, a boy name and a girl name picked out, which we kind of talked a lot about at the beginning and then it tapered off. So we don't have names picked, actually. We have a couple that we like, but we don't have anything set in stone. Now, of course, I'm going to continue making videos up until I give birth, as long as I feel able to, which I've been okay so far. Other than hiding my baby belly, that's been a little bit difficult in the videos. And then also just having the energy sometimes to do a full meal prep has been a little bit difficult as well. So I might be toning down how much I'm prepping or how many recipes I'm making in a video. But other than that, I should be keeping up with my regular filming schedule, and then also just kind of trying to take it easy for the next couple months. So if you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments. I would like to do a Q&A at the end of this month, and it doesn't have to be just about pregnancy. If you have questions about veganism or meal planning or anything like that, I would like to make it kind of a general Q&A with a whole range of questions. So anything goes, leave it in the comments down below. And with that, I just want to say, of course, we are so excited for this upcoming addition to our family and so excited to share the journey with you.